We're now going to go to 10.0, which are action items. And 10.1 is the second reading of policy IKA-R, which is a grading and assessment systems. And Dr. Talley is bringing this before the board. So let's get a motion on the floor in a second, and then we'll get her to update us on it. Do I hear a motion to approve policy AKA-R, grading assessment systems for second reading?
Madam Chair, I move the board approve policy IKA-R, grading assessment systems for the second reading.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Oswald. Do I have a second regarding policy IKA-R?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Powers. And now at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Talley, let her give us a little update, and then we'll open it up for questions and comments. Dr. Talley?
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the board. As I mentioned last month, this policy reflects the changes that the State Board of Education made on May the 14th of this year to clarify the uniform grading policy. I have had some questions from the board, and I'd like to clarify two areas to help clear up those questions, if I may, and then I'll be happy to answer any other questions. The first area I'd like to speak about and clear up a little bit is credit recovery. And on your policy, that explanation is in red text under the conversion chart, if you want to follow along with me. I think it's important that the board understand that credit recovery, we offer that as a chance for students who have mastered the material in a course, but for whatever reason they've not passed the course. And so we give them an opportunity to study the material some more and then take an exam. And you see on the explanation what is put on the transcript. If they pass the course, they pass with a P, and so forth. I do want to make sure the board understands that this option would not be available for student athletes, because NCAA, this does not apply to NCAE. And if I'm an athlete who has a scholarship, this wouldn't be a route I would go. So I wanted to make sure you all understood that. And then the second question I've had I want to provide a little clarification for is on the next page over, under the conversion process. You can imagine our district often gets students who come to us from other states, who come to us from accredited sources within our state, and we are provided grades for those students. And per this policy, we must record those grades on that transcript. So if you go on down a little bit, follow along with me. If we receive a transcript that indicates that the student has earned a passing grade in any course with the numerical average lower than a 60, then we must record that as a P on the transcript. Likewise, if the transcript that we receive indicates that the student has earned a failing grade in any course, which he or she has a numerical grade of 60 or above, then the grade must be recorded as an NP on the transcript. And I wanted to clarify that because that's what we receive. Now, if we get a student grade and there's no numerical average, then we go on in the policy to explain how if this is a grade from a non-accredited school, for example, if it's a homeschool and it's not accredited with the Homeschool Association, the district can award an elective transfer credit for a course that doesn't match those approved by the state. And what we do in the Department of Instruction is we try to contact the sending school, and we try to examine the work the student has done, the rigor and the quality. We ask for artifacts from the student work samples, and then we make a decision about what grade we'll give. So I had questions about those two sections. I want to clear that up, and I'll be happy to answer any other questions that you may have. But I am seeking tonight approval of this policy.
Board, are there any additional questions or comments for Dr. Talley? Okay, hearing none, we have a motion and a second on the floor. We'll take a vote. All in favor of approving policy IKA-R grading assessment and during the second reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries and it is unanimous. Board, we're now going to move to 10.2, which is student travel request. Do I hear a motion to approve 20 student travel requests as presented by Dr. Talley?
Madam Chair, I move that we accept and approve the 20 student travel requests as presented by administration.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Green. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Are there any questions or comments, Board, regarding these 20 student travel requests? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries and it is unanimous.